sometimes you have to look real down deep. You have to search for it, right? So, we read Mr. Putter and Tabby Drop the Ball. I want you to think in your brains for a second. You can even close your eyes, think about it real hard. What is a life lesson that we might have learned from this book? Something that can change the way we think. And I'll give you an example. Some of you have read this book. Waiting is not easy. Yeah, give me a connection if you've read this book. I know quite a few of you have. So, for those of you who have not read this book is about how it is so hard to wait, hon. It is so hard to wait, and sometimes it's just unbearable. It is so difficult to wait. But the life lesson that I can pull out of this book, I'm going to pull it out just like this little strip, pull it out, is that sometimes whatever you're waiting for is worth the wait. And patience is a wonderful thing to have. So, as you're continuing to think about this, I want to ask you, have you ever been to a Chinese restaurant? Give me a silent connection if you have. Have you ever had a fortune cookie? Give me a connection. Okay. So if you haven't had one, I'm going to tell you. A fortune cookie is kind of like this little triangular shaped puffy dough cookie. And what you do is you hold one. Everybody pretend that you're holding the fortune cookie. You're going to hold your fingers like this. Then you're going to break it apart. Go.
And you don't read the message first, or then the message won't come true. Because you have to eat the cookie first.
I haven't heard that one. I've always read my message first. Maybe that's why my fortunes never come true. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that happens. But you break it open, pull out your fortune, but don't read it yet. Eat your cookie. Okay, now read your fortune. Mine says that good things come to those who wait. That's my life lesson, and that's what you take out of stories. So, now that you've had quite a bit of time to think, does anybody have an idea what the life lesson of this book might be? Hi. You forgot? Okay, we'll come back to you. Ty.
Anyone can do anything.
Anyone can do anything. Oh, I really like that one. Why do you think that that's the life lesson of this story?
Because even though he's old and his legs are hurting, he can still play sports.
He can still play sports.
And also, here's something from all of our practices. Our coaches can go down and touch their feet. So we can too, because we're younger. So we're more easier to bend.
Ooh, I like
that.
So it's not just something that you learn from the book, right? It's something that you actually have a connection to in your everyday life.
Yeah.
That's what our story should have. So then I want to look at this one other book. Give me a connection if you've read this book. I know most of you have seen it. This is one of my favorite ones. Actually really, really funny. So for those of you who haven't read this book, I'm going to give you just a little bit of background on it. This story is about a boy who thinks that he's falling apart.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying these things, like, that joke just cracked me up. And he pictures his parents just falling apart, falling to pieces.
Oh, and like, give me a hand.
And give me a hand, right?
This is
Okay, Grayson, what do you have to say for us?
This is regular parts, not more parts, and more parts is cracking up. This is regular parts.
Let's see here. Oh, you're right. I thought I had grabbed the other one. Well, let's look at just this page here.
It's flipped over.
I did, because somehow when it got put back together, it went to the book hospital and it got put upside down. Kind of funny, right? But what's really interesting is that he thinks he's falling apart because of all of these little pieces that he finds in his everyday life.
I bet that broke your heart.
I bet that broke your heart. He thinks that his heart is just falling to pieces, right? It's just falling apart.
Like it's a mechanical part.
Now, the life lesson that I take from this story, and it's a really, really good one, is don't take things too literally. Don't take things too literally, because sometimes sometimes a joke might seem like it's not a joke, right? Sometimes jokes are hurtful, even when they're not meant to be. And sometimes we say things, we do our metaphors and our similes, right? When we compare things. Like Miss Selzer yesterday said, I lost my mind. Did she really lose her mind? Did her brain fall out and run away? No, her brain didn't just fall out and run away. But she feels like she's going crazy, so she lost her mind. So now I want you to think. Think about some of the books you're reading. When you have a good one for me, give me a thumb to your chest. And I want you to tell me, what is a good life lesson of your books? Make sure you're thinking hard and being respectful, sitting quietly, your hands are by your sides. You're looking your eyes up here, and you're thinking. You're thinking super hard, chit-chats are off. What book are you reading that has a good life lesson? They all have one. Every single one. Every book that you read has a life lesson. What is your life lesson? Emery.
The book I'm reading is Sea Serpents Can't Juggle Water Balloons.
Okay, sea serpents can't juggle water balloons. What's your life lesson in that story?
That they can if they really try.
That anyone can do anything?
That's basically what I said.
I think that's a really great life lesson.
And never throw water balloons at people. And when you're trying to juggle them, never throw them like at someone's face.
Also a pretty good life lesson. We don't want to hurt people by throwing water balloons in their face, right? What about you, Kai? What's your book?
The life lesson is don't go to the Amazon or there's going to be army ants.
Don't go to the Amazon or there's going to be army ants. Well, that is true. There are army ants in the Amazon, right? We read this book. I want you to think, what else is a good life lesson in this book? What can we apply to everyday life? Not just going to the Amazon, but that is a great lesson. What else can we apply to everyday life? Kellen?
I watch TV and it says that some people live in the Amazon.
That's very true. They do.
Yes, it's true. Very, very true.
There are villages around the Amazon. But we're looking for our life lesson. What's our life lesson from this book that we can apply to our everyday lifetime?
Everything doesn't always go your way.
Kiss your brain, Ty. That is beautiful. Everything doesn't always go your way. Give me a connection if you've tried something and it just doesn't go your way. Like, for instance, yesterday, I had a plan. Do you know what my plan was? I had a plan that I was going to sit down at my computer and I was going to write. And I was going to write and write and write. I was going to type up this beautiful story and I started to get into it. And everything I tried just didn't work.
But we wrote yesterday.
We wrote yesterday, and I wanted to write my own story, but I couldn't think of a character, and I kept getting distracted, and I wanted a nap. So you know what? I took a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. Let it out. And I said, it doesn't always go your way. And I moved on. So as you go and you read through your books today, I want you to think, what is the life lesson that I'm learning from this? What am I getting out of this story other than just some entertainment? And you should all get something. I'm going to let you go ahead and go off and read, and in a few minutes I'm going to check back with you, and I want to see what life lessons have you found. Get it?
Got it.
Good. Chop, chop, lollipop. Let's go. Yes, later. Class, class, class. I'm going to pause you for just a minute and chit-chat off and eyes on me. Okay. I want to see if you found any life lessons in your books that you've been reading. So, can somebody give me a thumb to the chest and tell me a life lesson that they found so far? Evan, tell me a life lesson. What do you have for me?
They can, the satellite is as big as a bus.
Satellite is as big as a bus. So there are things bigger than ourselves, maybe? Pretty good life lesson. We got a lot of things bigger than ourselves. Does anybody else have another one for me? Becca, what's yours?
That let people be themselves.
Let people be themselves. I think that's a great one. Don't try to change people, right?
Because they're who they are, and that's what makes them
Because they're who they are, and that's what makes them special. Olivia, what's yours? Say that one more time. You don't want to hurt people. I think that's a really great one. You never want to try and hurt a person, right? Hurting people is not nice. I think those are some wonderful life lessons. Does anybody have another one for me? Charlie, we talked about one.
some hair stripping.
You don't remember it? So Charlie and I talked about don't let the pigeon drive the bus. And he thought that the life lesson was don't let the pigeon drive the bus. Which is a good life lesson. We don't want a pigeon to drive a bus, right? But the even more intense life lesson that we can get out of this book is that you don't let people try to convince you to do things that you shouldn't do. If your friends try to tell you to do something bad, should you listen to them?
No.
No, you should be strong, right? And you should never, ever do something that you don't want to do because your friends want you to do it. That's a big life lesson that's sometimes really hard for people to learn. I'm glad that you're getting it out of this book.
Miss Ellie,
It's my turn, and I can just
Ellen.
go later because I have to take 6 quizzes today.
Oh, I hope your chit chats are off while Gracie's talking.
Just I have to.
because like there are six
Yeah, like in Ella Enchanted, some people I know have seen that one. Her sisters want her to steal something, and that's really bad, and she can't say no. But at the end of the story, she realizes she really can stand up to people who want her to do bad things. And she breaks her spell, and then she makes all of her own choices. So I want everyone to kiss their brain. I'm so proud of all of you for pulling out those life lessons. And get reading, find more life lessons, get quizzes today. Love my expert readers.
Sophia, I'm